designed to present mathematical methods in Hellenistic times, specifically about Ptolemy in his book Almagest. This presentation is divided into three parts, namely chord tables, Ptolemy's theorem, and lastly we have solving plane triangles. Here are the objectives. At the end of the presentation, the students will be able to discuss Ptolemy's chord tables and its implication, explain Ptolemy's theorem, and solve plane triangles. I am Claire Ann S. Buaya and I am going to discuss about Ptolemy's chord tables. What is Ptolemy's chord tables? Ptolemy's chord tables is a trigonometric table in Book 1, Chapter 11 of Ptolemy's book Almagest. It was the earliest trigonometric table and is related to various trigonometric counterparts. Let's do a quick recap. What is a chord? Well, a chord is simply a straight line segment whose endpoints both lie on the circle. Also, chord tables is simply a presentation of different angles from 0.5 or 1/2 degree to 180 degrees with its corresponding chord's length. This means that Ptolemy were able to tally the length of chords given only the circle's angle measure. Given a circle whose diameter and circumference are divided into 120 and 360 parts respectively, Ptolemy was able to calculate the corresponding chord length for every central angle up to 180 degrees in half-degree intervals. Given in the diagram on the slide, you can see how the length of the chord is being derived. The formula below is what we use today in order to solve for the length of the chord, which is directly related to the former equation. Have you ever wondered what this age-old concept about chords entail? Well, chords tables by Ptolemy served as the earliest trigonometric table, extensive enough for many practical purposes, including those of astronomy. Aside from that, chord tables is essentially equivalent to a table of values of the sine function that we use today. Isn't that amazing? As shown, we have a portion of the chord table. This is just a portion because the complete list will take up so many pages. As you can see, it started with arc or angle 1/2 or 0.5 degree with its corresponding chord's length, which is written in base 60. In decimal, that is approximately less than 1, then so on and so forth. For example, here is a given circle with diameter equal to 120 and central angle equal to 109 and 1/2 degrees. As shown, chord's length is equal to 98. How do we verify that? To solve, we have L is equal to 2r times sine of theta over 2. By substituting the values, we have L is equal to 2 times 60 times sine of 109.5 over 2. And that will give us L is equal to 98. Now you try. Identify whether the given values is true or false. After identifying, you support your answer through a solution or an explanation. And this is my reference aside from the one that was provided to us.
Thank you, Claire. Now that we are done tackling about Ptolemy's table of chords, let's proceed to Ptolemy's theorem. But before we go further, let's have a quick introduction first. So Ptolemy's theorem is a relationship between four sides and two diagonals of a cyclic quadrilateral. And also, the theorem is derived from the name of Greek astronomer and mathematician Claudius Ptolemus. Also, it aids him to create his table of chords. So let's proceed. Ptolemy's theorem says that given any quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, the product of its diagonals is equal to the sum of the products of the opposite sides. As we can see in the figure from the right, we have the quadrilateral ABCD inscribed in a circle with diagonals AC and DB. In that case, Ptolemy's theorem says that AC times BD is equal to the sum of the opposite sides, which are AB times CD and AD times BC. Now let's have here an example. Let's have another quadrilateral inscribed in a circle ABCD. So to prove Ptolemy's theorem, which says AC times BD is equal to the sum of AB times CD and AD times BC, we have to put E on AC so that the angle ABE will be equal to angle DBC. Then in that case, angle ABD will be equal to angle EBC and angle BDA will be equal to angle BCA since they both subtend the same arc. Therefore, triangle ABD is similar to triangle EBC. Hence, BD is to AD is equal to BC is to EC, or AD times BC is equal to BD times EC. Similarly, triangle ABE is similar to triangle DBC. Hence, AB is to AE is equal to BD is to CD, or AB times CD is equal to BD times AE. Using Ptolemy's theorem, we have 11 times 8 is equal to 7 times 10 plus 6 times 3, and that will give us 88 is equal to 88. Now let's have another example. Another irregular quadrilateral ABCD inscribed in a circle with diagonals AC and BD. Ptolemy's theorem states in this figure is AC times BD is equal to AB times CD plus BC times AD. Now, given that CD is equal to 10, AB is equal to 7, AD is equal to 3, BC is equal to 6, and the diagonals AC is equal to 11 and BD is unknown. Now, we are going to find the value of BD using Ptolemy's theorem. Let's just substitute all the numbers in the AC times BD is equal to AB times CD plus BC times AD. So we have AC is 11, BD is unknown, so let's just put BD is equal to AB is equal to 7 and CD is equal to 10 plus BC is equal to 6 times AD is equal to 3, and that will give us 88 over 11, or BD is equal to 8. Now let's have to check. Using Ptolemy's theorem, we have 11 times 8 is equal to 7 times 10 plus 6 times 3, and that will give us 88 is equal to 88. Now, adding equals to equals, that would be AB times CD plus AD times BC is equal to BD times AE plus BD times EC. Now let's have another figure. This figure is now a rectangle, and if a rectangle is inscribed in a circle which sides A and B and diagonal D as what you have seen in the figure, it reduces to Pythagorean theorem. Therefore, Ptolemy's theorem says that D squared, the product of the diagonals, is equal to A squared plus B squared, which is the sum of the product of the pairs of the opposite sides. Now, given that side A is equal to 3 and side B is equal to 4. Again, in this figure, Ptolemy's theorem says D squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Now let's just substitute the values of a and b. Now that will give us d squared is equal to 3 times 3 plus 4 times 4. D squared is equal to 9 plus 16, d squared is equal to 25, and transpose the exponent 2, that will give us square root of 25, which is 5. Now let's check. D squared will become 5 squared is equal to a squared is equal to 3 squared plus b squared is equal to 4 squared, and that will give us 25 is equal to 25. Okay, I think that would be all with my part. Now let's proceed to another lesson to be discussed to us by Mr. Marquez.
Thank you, Ms. Ardelia, and good day. In this topic, we are able to solve a plane triangle. In Table 5.1, a portion of Ptolemaic chords table, it consists of arc, chords, and 60th. Arcs. Arcs is a part of a curve. It is a fraction of the circumference of the circle. The second one is chord. Chord is a line joining two points on a curve. And lastly, a 60th. Ptolemy must have measured chords in order to attain the degree of accuracy found in the 60th. Ptolemy's chord table was created by the Greek astronomer, geometer, and geographer Ptolemy in Egypt during the 2nd century AD. It is practically similar to the sine functions table of values. Ptolemy's chord table has many practical purposes, and also it was the earliest trigonometric table sufficiently comprehensive. It means the Ptolemy's chord table and the sine functions table of values are similar. And there is one table created in the 16th century called Canon Sinum. 5.2.2 Solving plane triangles. In this topic, I would like to introduce to you the 6 main features of the general triangle form. There are 3 linear, the A, B, and C side lengths, and the 3 angular, or A, B, and Y side lengths. In classical plane trigonometry, the problem is to describe 3 of the 6 characteristics and test the other 3. 1. 3 sides, or side, side, side. 2. 2 sides and the angle that is used, or side, angle, side. Number 3. If the side length adjacent to the angle is shorter than the other side length, 2 side and an angle that is not included between them, or side, side, angle. Number 4. A hand and a 2 perpendicular angles to it, or angle, side, angle. Next, a hand, the opposite angle to it, and an adjacent angle to it, or angle, angle, side. Next, at least one of the side lengths must be defined for all cases within the aircraft. And lastly, the side lengths cannot be calculated if only the angles are given, since every similar triangle is a solution. In this version, as you can observe, there is SSS, or side, 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 SAS, or side, angle, side, SSA, or short side, long side, and angle, SSA, or long side, short side, and angle, AAS, or angle, angle, side, and ASA, or angle, side, angle, and AAA, or angle, angle, angle. This is the combination to create a law of cosine, law of sine, and sum of angles. Remember, AAA, or angle, angle, angle triangle is not solvable without any side lengths. So, it needs to have a side length, or a mixture of a side lengths of a triangle to solve it. The standard method of solving the problem is to use fundamental relation. In this version, We are able to solve a triangle with its corresponding formulas. Now, we have the law of cosine. If side A is unknown, we have a formula of a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine angle A. If a side B is unknown, we have a formula of b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine angle B. If a side C is unknown, we have a formula of c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine angle Y. Next one, we have the law of sines. We have a formula of A or side A over sine angle A is equal to side B over sine angle B is equal to C over sine gamma Y. Also, we have a sum of angles. Angle A plus angle B plus angle Y is equal to 180 degrees or half of a circle. And the last one is law of tangents. We have a formula of A minus B or side A minus side B over side A plus side B is equal to tangent times 1/2 quantity of angle A minus angle B quantity over tangent times 1/2 quantity A or angle A plus angle B quantity. In this part, we are going to solve a circle and getting its chord using its chords formula and also using a Ptolemy chord table in easiest way. For example, the circle has a diameter of 120 cm, an arcs of 109.5 and with a hypotenuse of 98. We have the given of radius is equal to 60 cm because the whole diameter is equal to 120 cm. So the radius is the half of the diameter. So 120 divided by 2 is 60 cm. And next is the arcs or the angle of 109.5 degrees. And its hypotenuse is equal to 98 cm. And getting chord, we have a formula of 2 times radius sine times theta over 2. 2 times 60 is our radius. Sine, our theta is 109.5 divided by 2. So we come up or we can get the 97.99 or 98. Also, if you use a Ptolemy chord table and finding its arc in 109.5 degrees, it also the chord is equal to 98. By the use of Ptolemy's chord table, you can get the chords in SAS way by looking its arc. There are another example. We have a triangle has a side length of A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and C is equal to 60 degrees. We have 3 available formulas. First is C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine angle C. And next is A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine angle A. And lastly is B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine angle B. So we need to choose a formula. We have a given of A, B, and C. So it fitted in the formula of C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine angle C. So we use that formula. So we put the corresponding values of the variables. C squared is equal to A squared, which is A squared or A is equal to 10. So 10 squared plus B squared, the value of B is 20 plus 20 squared minus 2 times 10 times 20 cosine value of C is 60 degrees. C squared is equal to 10 squared is equal to 100 plus 20 squared is equal to 400 minus 2 times 10 is 20 times 20 is 400. So 400 minus 400 cosine times 60 degree is equal to 1 half. So we have C squared is equal to 100 plus 400 minus 400 times 1 half. So C squared is equal to 100 plus 400 is 500. And the 1 half of 400 is 200. So 500 minus 200 is equal to 300. Since we need to get the C or the side C, we need to put a square root on the C squared and 300 so that we get the value of C. And C is equal to 17.32. So we have now the value of side C. So we proceed in the law of sines and getting the angle B. We have a formula of C over sine C equals B over sine angle B. We have the value of side C is equal to 17.32 over sine angle C is 60 degrees is equal to B. The value of side B is 20 over sine angle B. Then cross multiply numerator times denominator and denominator times numerator. So we come up of 17.32 is equal to 17.32 sine B. And getting the value of angle B divided by both sides by 17.32. So cancel and get the value of sine angle B is equal to 1. That is all. Any clarification or suggestion? If none, I have an activity in solving plane triangle. You need to get the value of angle B and the side B, also the side C. And you need to get the area of a triangle and the name of the longest line in the triangle. So I give you 10 minutes to answer all this question and following the instruction to connect column A to the column B to their respective answer. That's all. Thank you.